Hello everyone and welcome back to Closet Gaming. Today we are going to take a look at Sword with Sauce. This first person shooter with a very simple graphical design gives you the chance to fight many enemies and dispose of them in many different ways. It is available on Steam for €2.99 or your regional equivalent. But remember, this game is in early access. So, Sword and Sauce. An interesting choice for a name of the game. The sword is pretty obvious. You have a chance to use swords to kill your enemies. But I'm not really sure what the sauce stands in the name. Nonetheless, let's begin looking at the mechanics the game has on offer. In general, this is an interesting combination of a stealth and direct approach shooter. You start undetected, and there are 2 additional steps in awareness of your enemies. If you make a sound that is loud enough, or one of your enemies discovers bloodstains or a dead body, all the enemies will become cautious. But this still isn't a problem. It becomes a problem when your enemies become alerted. This means they know where you are and will come and try to kill you. As you might guess, in a shooter, you have the chance to shoot people with guns. Interestingly, you only get 2 choices for guns in this game. This might sound like a very bad thing, but luckily, both the weapons are very fun to play with. The first firearm at your disposal is the shotgun. You know, just your basic shotgun. It's good in close quarters, but it's also very loud, alerting enemies very quickly. The second option is an assault rifle, good at a distance but very inaccurate when firing without a chance to aim properly. Though I will admit, the assault rifle is a bit too overpowered as you can kill all enemies with a single headshot from it, and it's not that hard to do that even at close range if you manage to hide behind a door and you have the enemies come to you. Other than the weapons, you have gadgets at your disposal. These range from a drone to scout where your enemies are, through traps you can lay down so your enemies don't walk up on you unexpectedly, or a cleaning tool to allow you to finish the levels without being detected, up to a sword to be nice and personal to kill in clean combat. Sword and Sauce offers 3 different game modes. The basic mode, where there is a set number of enemies in the same position every time, and winning becomes almost a puzzle. The second mode is essentially an extension of the previous one. There is still a set number of enemies, and they are still in the same location, but this time you must kill all enemies without getting detected. And the last game mode is Survival. Here, enemies are continuously spawned, and you must keep killing them, surviving as long as you can. The one thing that the game is really lacking in is level variety, as the game offers only 3 of them. The mansion, which is very tightly packed with enemies, the harbor, with lots of blocks offering a vantage point for you to get to and then kill your enemies, and lastly, the city, where enemies are in different buildings, so clearing all of the room in each becomes vitally important if you don't want enemies ambushing you from the back. What is just super good is that the gunplay feels great. You can aim very precisely and just shoot a headshot after a headshot, and the power fantasy of that is just awesome. And if your personal fantasy is rather than going guns blazing being solo about your kills, we can do that as well. Though, obviously that particular road requires much more finesse than just shooting everyone in the head. The different gadgets offer a way to spice up each time you play with different mechanics, but mostly you will just tailor them to suit your playstyle. For instance, I prefer the sleep darts, so I could easily dispatch enemies before I got my hands on a gun instead of the sword you begin with. The one bad thing in the game currently is the very low number of levels available. 3 just isn't enough, but hopefully more will be added in the future. But altogether, the game is almost surprisingly fun for its price. The gameplay is more than satisfying, and being able to finish the levels in many different ways is just a cherry on top, providing you with much more time to play the game. Okay, that's it about the gameplay. Let's now talk a bit about how the game looks. The game has a very simple and smooth visual style. Very similar to last year's Superhot, it uses just plain textures. And because of that, it looks very good even with its relatively unimpressive engine. As I said already many times in my reviews, sometimes simplicity is the way to go and allows you to achieve things that would not work if you used more complicated things. Because if you look closely, you will definitely see that this is a very low budget title. Especially the particle effects are very lacking, but even the gadget could be much more detailed. But in the end, you have to consider how much money you are spending on this game. And it is not very much. Seriously, for a $3 game, this game looks more than impressive. Performance-wise, this game runs more than well. The FPS counter was off the charts, being at about 300 FPS at all times, and the game didn't stutter nor did it crash during the time I played it. So, in conclusion, this is a great game for its price. Yeah, I know I already mentioned it quite a few times, but at a low price of $3, you're getting a very good value deal. And since the developer is still adding content to the game, you will be getting even more value for the $3. So, if you're an FPS fan, go buy this game right now. You will get your fun from it. And even if you aren't that much into first-person shooters, the value of this game is something very compelling if you just want a cheap-ass game to fill your afternoon with. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you liked the review, and if you did, please consider liking it, subscribing to my channel for more gamer reviews, or comment if you had something you would like to add. And if you didn't like the video, well, dislike it. See you all next time with more gaming content.